Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Yeah, I haven't posted much lately since I've been playing a lot of Black Myth Wukong. But anyways, we'll be making Powerplex from Invincible today. So I'll be using the McFarlane effigy as my base and the black lightning hands for his hands. So just trimming the joints to help with paint rub. So it's the one thing that you can't skip.
You can't keep getting away with it!
Actually, you can get away with it if you have the same colored joints, but again, that rarely happens. So I'm just trimming the parts that rub a lot, like the joint areas and the bicep swivel part, etc. You can go crazy and take it apart if you wanted to. Now on to airbrushing. Before that, I always apply matte varnish to the figure to help with paint adherence. I am using the Army Painter matte varnish thinned with Vallejo airbrush thinner. So now airbrushing the red parts. I am using the Golden So Flat Pyro Red thinned with Vallejo thinner. So with this, I didn't use any painter's tape as I will be painting over it with black anyways. Just saves more time in my opinion. Downside of this is now I have to manually paint the black parts. So yeah, I'm using the So Flat black thinned with some water, but at least with this one I have more control over the paint. So now I'm airbrushing the skin. I'm using Vallejo Premium Flesh Tone as my base. Then I'm mixing it with Dark Ochre as the second layer. The head sculpts were printed using resin SP64. When painting something straight, I find that using filbert type brushes work really well. Just have to control the pressure that you apply to it and how thin or thick your paint is. So for his plates, I 3D printed them using a flexible resin called F69 by Resin. Works extremely well since it follows the shape of the surface. Just looks nicer and cleaner as well than a regular resin. I use Vallejo metal color gunmetal for the boots. Works best with a black undercoat. So with this project, I wanted the plates to look like they are charged up and glowing. So to make the glowing effect, we always start with white, mostly covering the piece. Then after that, we use an orange paint in the middle, but not fully covering the outside halo of the initial white paint. And then after it dries, then we apply another layer of white, but now mostly just the center of the piece. And then for the very last step, we just apply bright yellow to the entire piece, but again, mostly to the middle. I'm using acrylic inks for this one. So now I'm just painting the head sculpt. Some people mask the exposed part of the face, then airbrush it. I find that it works just as well with just manually painting it. Less chances of messing up the skin. We're now painting the hair. I kind of wanted to go for a dirtier blonde for him, so I used the Citadel Unger Flesh. I will then be applying a wash later on when it dries. Just adding a bit more details to the face, some wash to the eyes to show the outline, and then mixing some Citadel Kislev Flesh and Cadian Flesh Stone around the eyes and then for the lips. For the eyes, I just decided to just paint it with yellow instead of an airbrush tool. Just much simpler. So just adding some wash to the hair to show the details. I'm using Citadel Rakeland Flesh Shade for this one. I'm just gluing some parts to the figure. So I'm using a super glue and what we call an Instaset. I find that 3D printed parts don't adhere well to plastic, but this one works really well. I had to redo this shot off camera. I wasn't a fan of the thick plates for the arms and the waist piece. I also used Superman hands, it was too big for this figure, so I had to change that to the Black Lightning one. So this is the updated one. As you can see, I added more glowing effects to the waist and shoulder pieces. I also switched it to smaller hands so it looks much better. But yeah, overall I'm happier with the changes. And then we have more clips at the very end, so watch out for that. Here's the completed figure. Hopefully you liked it. See you on the next one. Thanks.